Have you been feeling unmotivated to do the things that you used to love to do? Or have you ever been in a relationship, or perhaps you're in one now, in which you're allowing someone other than yourself to sit in the temple chair of your sovereign autonomous being? My name is Heather Feather, and today's topic is I am willing to. The Manipura solar plexus chakra has to deal with our willingness, our bravery, our courage, our motivation, our movement, our energy center of moving towards that which we aim to have, be, see, and do. All three lower chakras, the root Muladhara, the sacral Svadhisthana, and Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, all three of these chakras have to do with the physical world, our physical bodies, our physical relationships. If you are a deeply spiritual person, we'll be moving into the spiritual chakras in coming videos. But if you're a very spiritual person, you may have really activated these centers because you've focused in spiritual vein and your spiritual chakras are activated. But Anahata, the heart chakra, is the bridge between the spiritual chakras and the physical manifest world chakras. And so often when we're overdeveloped spiritually, one of the things we need to do is get more developed and more grounded into the physical body. And when we're overdeveloped spiritually, we may be overly forgiving. We may be overly willing to tolerate things that are intolerable because we want to be compassionate, because we're being super empathetic. And I have learned through 5 decades that the only person that belongs in my temple chair, my sovereign autonomous temple chair, is Heather Feather. Many people and people that I love and know well have somebody else dictating to them what they're going to listen to, who they're going to see, what they're going to speak about, how they're going to dress. And they're allowing someone else to be the authority so that they can keep peace and harmony in a relationship. And you're welcome to have any type of relationship you want. This is Earth School. It's a land of positive and negative energies that can be used to create as one sees fit. You'll find that your life is an exact reflection of where you've been pointing your mind. Your relationship to money is going to be an exact match to your conversation about money and the way you habitually think and speak about money. Your relationship to a lover, to a beloved, and to the level of respect and honor you receive is in direct relationship to the conversations, the thoughts, the feelings you've been having regarding relationship. My sister often said to me, and she's been a wise advisor to me many times, you teach people how to treat you, Heather. And she's told me that because I've often, throughout my life, let people treat me any old kind of way. It's just like, oh, this is weird and uncomfortable and feels like a nightmare, but interesting choices this human's making. I guess they're having a bad day. I've made lots of excuses for other humans wanting to understand, wanting to remember that I too can be a hot mess or not the woman that I want to be in a given moment of now. And I am the only person that is going to tell another, this is completely intolerable, and the answer is no. Under no circumstance will you treat me this way. You will either get out of my house, break up with me, lose my number, get away from me, or you will change the behavior because I'm not tolerating this. I don't tolerate this type of behavior. I just had this. There's a gentleman I've been speaking with, and there was something in the way he was speaking where he was being evasive and disrespectful and dismissive. And I find those things not interesting. He's not bad. He's not wrong. He's not a terrible person. I just find those qualities, all qualities that the sovereign autonomous being known as Heather Feather does not choose to engage with as a human that's walking through her life. So the answer is no. And my Manipura, after 5 decades deep of doing different works, including energetic works, knows the answer is no, and immediately had a no. You know what? Never mind. No, thank you. It's a pass for me. I'm not interested in that behavior. So first thing I want to say, because we're going to activate the Manipura together in a moment, is if you're in a relationship, are you the authority of yourself and your being in the relationship? And if not, why do you choose that? And is it what you want? If it's what you want, Heather Feather always wants for you what you want for you. I pray sometimes daily that humans have that which they seek. And we find that that is true because what we're talking about, thinking about, and being in the world is what we're frequency matching to have in our world. But there's this other factor that's hyper present in the modern age where, it's like, oh my gosh, are there a lot of solar flares? Is Mercury retrograde? Where people are just feeling like something is off, something is wrong, especially since the pandemic. and they don't feel driven. Some people during the pandemic got super motivated for the first time in a long time, but some people just dug into like, I don't want to do anything. And that's a frequency throughout my life I've been able to dip into and out of. Sometimes I feel wildly creative. I'll paint a painting. And sometimes I don't. I just want to put on my joggers and, watch a show and play my video game or whatever. So if you're feeling unmotivated, it could be that this activating center called the solar plexus that you may have heard of or be very familiar with is the activator that allows us to have the bravery, the courage, the impetus like a lion to speak up for ourselves. But it also has the movement, the energy, the quality of activation of I am willing to do this thing, standing up and willingness to have inner authority and willingness to use that inner authority to move an arrow towards a given target. And so once we're grounded into our bodies and we feel safe, we can activate our joy and creativity, and we can use our solar plexus to move towards that given aim. But one of the things that serves to do with the solar plexus is activate and balance the energy, because oftentimes I'm a medical intuitive, and I've worked with many, many different people giving them medical intuitive reports. And as I do this, I always scan the chakras. And out of all of the chakras, solar plexus typically has almost like a snot colored green, where the heart is feeding into and bleeding into the solar plexus and feeding it energy, because it's like a spill on the floor. It's just bleeding out into serving others with the will instead of serving the self. You'll be with you every breath until death, and death coming like a freight train. And so since you get to be with you more than any other human, it's important that we use our beingness to serve the self, the sacred self that is in a state of evolution that is up to some works down here. And in order to do that, we must be attentive. If we are serving, Heather loves to serve. Service is one of my favorite things to do. It's one of my favorite words. But am I serving because it's just a decades deep ritual of how I behave and how I show up in the world? Or am I serving because my cup is so full it's overflowing? And how much have I served my vision? Codependent people will endlessly serve helping others so that they can ignore and avoid their own life, so that they can not pay attention to what really warrants attention. So today what we're going to do is balance the solar plexus. And you can begin by imagining a crack in the earth, a thin crack that goes all the way to the Earth's core. The Earth's core is made out of fiery heat, and it's going to take that energy, and it's not only going to burn it up, but Mother Earth can receive it as a gift and use that energy to distribute anywhere she wants. So imagine that crack now, and imagine there's a vacuum in that crack that's pulling out of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual system anything that no longer serves you living the life of your dreams. Just pulling it out now. All energies that do not belong in and around you. Clearing the self, cleansing the self, clearing and cleansing the self. And as you become clear, as you allow your temple to be your frequency, your energy, imagine a beautiful yellow golden light in the center of your rib cage, in the center of your body. The chakra touches all the way around. So as you begin to grow and glow this yellow golden light with the breath, it begins to fill the rib cage. It begins to become in your breath a beautiful golden center. A golden center filling your rib cage, awakening Manipura. You may even imagine a lion here that is very capable of saying its no, like Sekhmet, the ancient Egyptian lion goddess that was present to teach humanity no when they went too far. You may even write in light, I am willing to live my dreams. I am willing to live my dreams here in your ribcage, allowing that light and allowing that message to activate and awaken your Manipura. If there's anything you've been holding that feels too weighty, simply gather that up in the breath and exhale it blessed away from you now as you slowly open the eyes to the prize that is you. What are you willing to do? I'm winning.